Again, hopefulness at the end, but it's a hopefulness that is a warning at the same time, because it's, when is it delivered? At the moment of greatest stress. And you linked that to Our Lady of Fatima.
This is of the utmost gravity. But some people will immediately come to counteract this particular revelation by saying, but our Lord Jesus Christ told us, promised us that the devil will never overcome his church. They would be quite right. But let us not forget either, and then we'll go to Anne Emmerich, but let's not forget about something else. The Roman Catholic Church is not merely its hierarchy, which ends up at the top with the Holy Father. The Catholic Church, John Henry, as you well know, you of all people, it's you. It's your beautiful children, your wife. It's all the people who are watching us right now. That's the Catholic Church. That's the mystical body of our Lord Jesus Christ. And that, I submit to you, will never indeed be overtaken by the devil. That being said, in regard to your question, there were many others who suggested something of the same kind. Anne Emmerich. Anne Emmerich, a German mystic, clearly talked about two different popes that would follow one another as well, and would lead the church astray. One in particular that would be the cornerstone of a great many churchmen abandoning the true faith and leading a path that would be other than that established by the authorities, given authority by Christ. If you look even upon the third secret of Fatima, which is one of the most contemporary, there on the revelation, on the first half of the third secret, because let us be clear, the vision, which was released in June of the year 2000, if memory serves, do correct me if you think I'm wrong, John, but it was in June, I believe, of the year 2000. When this first half of the third secret was revealed, Lucia dos Santos couldn't be more clear. She said there was a time when it appeared that the Pope was looking at another upon a mirror, possibly making a reference to two different possible popes. Now, whether or not they were good or evil, it's somewhat shady on the sword. But this particular Pope was leading an entire cortege of religious servants, religious men, women, sisters, bishops, cardinals, priests, to their perdition to the top of this hill, in the background of a city. By the way, Rome is known as the city of 7 hills. He was climbing one of those 7 hills to the feet of a cross, where they were finally all massacred by, obviously, foreign troops. Some that were using weapons very rustic, such as bows and arrows, and other more modern weapons, such as machine guns. So that's another reference that could be possibly brought forth to your attention.
Anne Catherine Emmerich, as you mentioned, she is officially declared blessed. And let me just read, because her words are so striking that you mentioned. She said, I had a most wondrous vision of 2 churches and 2 popes and a variety of things, ancient and modern. I saw the fatal consequences of this counterfeit church. I saw it increase. I saw heretics of all kinds flocking to the city. I saw the ever-increasing tepidity, that means lukewarmness, of clergy, the circle of darkness ever widening. And now the vision became ever more extended. I saw in all places Catholics oppressed, annoyed, restricted, and deprived of liberty. Churches were closed, and a great misery prevailed everywhere with war and bloodshed. I saw rude, ignorant people offering violent resistance, but this state of things lasted not long. Again, I saw in a vision St. Peter's undermined according to a plan devised by the secret sect, that's Freemasonry, of course, while at the same time it was damaged by storms, but it was delivered at the moment of greatest distress. Again, hopefulness at the end, but it's a hopefulness that is a warning at the same time, because it's, when is it delivered? At the moment of greatest stress. And you linked that to Our Lady of Fatima, and she says exactly the same thing practically, because what she says is all about the consecration of Russia, and if not, you will see the errors of Russia spread. You will see whole nations annihilated. You will see the Pope has to suffer very much. But then she adds that it will be done. In the end, the Pope will consecrate Russia to me, but it will be late. And then my Immaculate Heart will triumph. So it's funny because we have in both these, from Blessed and Catherine Emmerich and Our Lady of Fatima, again, horrific times coming. And then when everything seems hopeless, that's when the victory comes. So we will know it's absolutely a victory of our Lord, of course, but through his Holy Mother.
You couldn't be more right. You made a perfect description with the lucidity that is lacking to so many priests and cardinals. This is exactly it. I would also submit to you the following, John Henry, and I think you'll agree with me, I hope. But the Catholic Church, our Catholic Church, including the hierarchy, has got to go following the steps of our Lord Jesus Christ. It must go through the same passion that our Lord went through Calvary until Golgotha. And this is even in our Catechism. In other words, at this moment, we must be walking the different stations of the cross, including, or rather, beginning with his betrayal. Let's not forget that Peter, who is the first pope and a beloved saint and a beloved pope, nevertheless, in his own admission, betrayed and by denying 3 times our Lord Jesus Christ. Let's not forget either that with the 12 apostles, Christ chose Judas. He had his task to accomplish as well. Judas was not the one who chose Christ. It was Christ who chose Judas for a purpose that is only God's. We have to follow the steps, and that's what we are watching right now. I remember Father René Laurentin, John Henry, used to tell me, Xavier, I do not know if God will permit me to live the times of prophecies. Right now we are in the times of admonitions. But I strongly suspect that you and your children will live the times of prophecies. I think we are. We've begun. I think we are past the betrayal of Peter, denying Christ 3 times. I think right now we are in the first, possibly mid stations of the cross. But for a resurrection to take place, for a triumph of the Immaculate Heart to take place, I regret to say, but we have to go through crucifixion and burial to be, with the hope of the enemies of God, to be forgotten. But we will not be forgotten, we will not die, and there will be a resurrection, as Marie-Julie Janis said, with the arrival, with the emplacement in Rome of whatever is left thereof, of an angelic, quote-unquote, an angelic Pope, who will restore the Catholic Church in its glory of yesteryears. That's the greatest message of hope that it is being given. That is I submit to you the triumph of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and through it, the triumph of the Sacred Heart of our Lord Jesus Christ.
I want to give everybody this reference because what you said is so powerful, but just so that you know, Xavier is quoting almost verbatim the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Look it up for yourself. Number 675, before Christ's second coming, the Church must pass through a final trial that will shake the faith of many believers. The persecution that accompanies her pilgrimage on earth will unveil the mystery of iniquity in the form of a religious deception, offering men an apparent solution to their problems at the price of apostasy from the truth. The supreme religious deception is that of the Antichrist, a pseudo-messianism by which man glorifies himself in the place of God, and of his Messiah come in the flesh. In 677, you'll read this: the Church will enter the glory of the kingdom only through this final Passover, when she will follow her Lord in his death and resurrection. The kingdom will be fulfilled then not by a historic triumph of the Church through progressive ascendancy, but only by God's victory over the final unleashing of evil, which will cause his bride to come down from heaven. That's stunning, because a lot of people think, oh, that's just, whatever. It's right in the Catechism. Look it up yourself. 675, 676, 677. Please continue, Xavier, with the other references that you have.
These events, which are as obvious as the face of God in front of a crucifix, is really tragic and of the utmost gravity. As you know, I studied the cases for many years. Now I'm involved in these Marian circles now for the past 28 years of my life. And there is one thing that I realize now: the threshold has been crossed. We are living now a time of history. And the most important thing I would say, since as I continue working with more contemporary apparition cases around the world.
Hi everyone, this is John Henry Weston for LifeSite News. We hope you found this video insightful. For more content like this, be sure to check out the links in the description below. You can also follow us on social media to stay updated on the latest news concerning life, faith, family, and freedom. Thanks for watching, and may God bless you.